Good afternoon, folks. I'm out here working in the garden today, and the next task that I'm going to take on is this row of cabbages. I'm behind in getting to them. They're pretty grown up. They have been in need of pruning for quite some time, and they are absolutely overgrown. You can't really get in there to apply the weekly feed. Oh, kick the camera. You can't get to them to water them. You can't get into them to look for insects. And they're just kind of a mess. They're going to get pruned today. All of these leaves along the outside that are touching the ground, those are going to get pruned out. Any place that the plants are overlapping, that's going to get pruned. And that's going to make it easier for me to water, to inspect for insects, and to apply my weekly feed. I will show you that process when I'm done. I'll bring this camera back out here, set it right back up, and give you another look at what it looks like after it's been pruned. Alright, I'm in the midst of pruning this. I'm not going to show you me pruning every plant. A few of them, I think you'll get the idea. And I'll try and keep this as short and sweet as I can. I'm pruning off leaves that are touching the ground. I'm pruning off the ones that are overlapping here. All this is touching the ground here. And that one right there. I'm pruning the ones that are touching the ground. And, sorry, lost in thought. I'm pruning the ones that touch the ground. I'm pruning the ones that are overlapping between plants. And you can see just by pruning that, I can see down here in the ground, and that's what I'm after. I want to be able to see around the plant. I want to be able to see where I'm applying my weekly feed. I want to be able to see the water that's in the bed for when I'm watering. I have moles, and they love my beds because they can get worms in there. But I need to be able to see my soil bed so that I can find the holes from the mold and fill them up so that my water doesn't drain away. As I'm doing this, down towards the bottom, I'm going to find these leaves that have the cabbage moth on them. That's what all these holes are. Little bitty ones have been eating that up. And if they're real bad, I'm going to go ahead and pull them off and remove them from the garden. Now, another reason that I want to keep these plants pruned up and keep all the excess vegetation out of it is so that I can apply my BT. I use BT on all of this for the caterpillar moth. Yeah, they've been tearing me up in here. Doggone it. But when I've got so many leaves on these plants, I just can't get in to put that BT on the plant. So down at the bottom where I can't apply the BT is where all my cabbage moth caterpillars are at, and well, they're eating me up. It's a big leaf though, isn't it? It's unfortunate. It's got all that damage to it. If I were doing this properly, I would be out here every week taking a leaf or two off of each plant, and you can use them in smoothies. If you're a juicer, you can juice those leaves. They're really, really good. You can make egg rolls with them. There's a lot of different things that you can do with these leaves. They're absolutely edible. They're good for you. Don't just throw them away. I do use them in smoothies. And I've got some beet leaves that I use in my smoothies. I like real well too. Sorry, I'm getting off topic here. Because I have so many of these, and because I've got the caterpillar moth on these, or cabbage moth, caterpillar, yeah, it's early, I've not had enough coffee. All these are going to my chickens. We've got about 50 meat chickens, and they're a Freedom Ranger variety, and they forage pretty well. They really like this stuff, so I'm going to use all of this to feed the chickens and to help offset our feed cost a little bit. Alright, you can see, hopefully, I'm not very good with this little chest-mounted camera, but you can see underneath these plants now. You can see around them, you can see the ground, and ideally this is what we want. What I had was an absolute mess, and I should be ashamed of myself for letting it get that far away from me. Alright, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down now, finish the row, and when I'm done I'll set the camera on the... Alright, there you go. These guys are all pruned up. I have removed a lot of leaves from my cabbage plants. There's nothing touching the ground right now. There's a couple of them that look like they're pretty close to the ground, but they're not touching yet. Possibly later this week when I come through to prune again, that one and the other ones like it are going to be removed. I've got all of that excess leaf matter off now, and when I go through with my sprayer and my bottle of BT, I'm going to be able to get everything with that BT. And this cabbage moth damage that I've got now and the cabbage moths that are left, it's going to get that under control. And if I keep my cabbages like this and don't get behind again, it'll be easier to control that cabbage moth. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll see if I can't get to it and answer it for you. My next task is all these peppers. I'm going to go through, I'm going to prune them a little bit, and I'm going to start stringing them up vertically. I've got one plant already that's getting heavy under the weight of all the leaf matter and the fruit that's sitting on it, and it's about ready to break the stem. Anyway, that'll be my next task out here in the garden, and I should have a little video of that process as well. Thanks for watching.